everyone, welcome back to my channel. Kathleen here. In today's video, I have this natural glowy look using just about all of Chanel makeup products, and with the exception of 2 or 3 Bobbi Brown products, and they are like a moisturizer and a serum. And I'm just loving this look. It's a very soft, it's a very natural, it's very glowy, it's perfect for anybody with mature skin. So if that interests you, continue watching. Step 1 is hydration. So I'm going to be using this Bobbi Brown serum. Okay, it's extremely hydrating. It goes on light, but it really does plump up the skin very nicely. Whoop. I just shot it at myself. It has that typical Bobbi Brown face-based smell to it. Can you see how light and creamy that is? Yeah, I love it. So I'm going to go in and I'm just going to press that in all over. My mature dry skin loves any type of moisturizer, serums. I mean, I already washed my face and put on a serum and a moisturizer already, and I let that sit in. It doesn't pill up when I do it in layers like this, but everything looks so much better. The makeup lays on the skin so much better. And you can see how that just kind of gives it a very hydrated look. And that's really what I'm looking for in this video. It's going to be a super natural, glowy look. And when I say simple, I mean really, really very simple. All right, so next I'm going to go in and I'm going to take this Bobbi Brown, and this is the face base, this is the primer. So can you see? No, you can't see on there. Again, that's a little bit heavier and creamier, but this is just going to kind of diminish any fine lines and pores that you might have. I'm going to go in, I'm just going to tap that in all over, like so. So yeah, I was looking at the different serums that Chanel had, and I fell in love with this one. It was $700 though, and I was like, I don't know about that. So I'll leave a picture of it up here. Let me know if you've ever used it. I would love to hear any feedback from people that have used this serum. Is it worth the $700, okay? I was a little hesitant, and if I'm gonna be spending $700 on a serum, I wanna make sure that I love it, right? So, anyway, okay, so that's why I went with the Bobbi Brown, the serum, and the Bobbi Brown face base. And for the most part, like I would say 80% of this makeup is gonna be all Chanel. And you know, just these few little products like the serum and the concealers are going to be Bobbi Brown. Okay, so next I'm going to go in and I'm just going to go and I'm going to take this Bobbi Brown. Okay, this is in the color beige. Okay, and these are very creamy. As you can see, I'm going to go up here. I'm going to show you how creamy these are. Can you see how creamy that is? Blend that in a little bit there. Extremely creamy, extremely hydrating. I used it for the first time yesterday on a photo shoot, and I loved it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to color correct my eyes. I'm going to swipe it across there. I'm going to take my concealer blush and I'm just going to go in and blend that in. Yeah, I can see how nicely they blend in. So I'm going to have to be looking down here at times so I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, and that's in the color beige, which is a good match for my skin tone. So this here, the Bobbi Brown, the concealer retails for $35. Very lightweight, so if you have like a dry under eye or even dry skin, this is a great formula. So this is the eye palette I'm going to be using, okay? Comes in this beautiful packaging, and they have 6 or 7, how many? They have the eyeshadow palettes in the Beige. This is the Beige line. Can you see how pretty it is? This one is called Warm. So they don't give you the name of each individual color. They just let you know that it leans more towards like warm tones. Okay? Some of the other ones that they have are Tender, Intense, Medium, Deep, and Golden. I just felt like this is a very warm, has a tendency to be very brightening for my skin tone. So if you have the same skin tone as I do, same type of eye color, this looks very nice. And especially if we're going into the fall, like I want to just keep things more warm. I don't want to really lean towards the cooler colors. I'm going to take this BK Beauty brush in 212 and I'm going to go in and I'm going to take this top color right here. Okay, it has like a satin finish, so it's not too glittery. And that's one thing about her products, like I find like they're not too like glittery and too heavy looking. They don't like, because I really don't want that on my mature skin. And I'm going to go in and I'm just going to go across my entire lid with that color. Yeah, that's so pretty. It barely looks like I'm putting anything on, but that's really what I'm looking for. I want this to be extremely natural. Oh, I like that. Okay, good. This is my first time me wearing this on my skin. Like I said, I used it yesterday on my daughter for a photo shoot that I'm doing for Instagram. For those of you who don't know, I have a bridal hair and makeup company, so the majority of my clients there, with the exception of the moms, are like, you know, 28 to 35-year-olds. So, and my daughter is, what, 32, so she's prime for that age group. Oh, that's so pretty. It really goes on very nicely. So, and this eyeshadow palette retails for, and you get how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shades. Retails for $75. So, but the colors are quite pretty. Okay, I think next I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna take this like pink color here, right there. It's like a peachy color more. And I'm gonna go across my entire lid with that. So I'm gonna take this flat brush here. This is a rougher brush, and I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna tap in there. And this is just gonna kind of brighten up my eye. I find the older I'm getting, the less and less makeup I'm wearing, and the softer I can go with it. I find if I go too hard with anything, it just makes me look really old and tired. So I'm just gonna pack that in across there. Most of the eyeshadow palettes that I use for my business are very, very highly pigmented. And although I think this has a lot of pigment, it's just not what I'm used to, but I'm loving it. I really am liking it. Okay. So that's across my lid. Next I'm going to take, where is that brush? I'm going to take this pencil brush here, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to go across this darker color right here, okay? And I'm going to go right across my lash line with that, just to kind of deepen up my lash line a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit in the corner. Can you see how that just kind of deepened it up a little bit? It's almost like a taupey color, but it's very pretty. Okay, so do you see how that just kind of deepened it up? I like the way the colors blend together though. It's very soft, it's very subtle. And I'm just going to go and I'm just going to kind of marry all of this together. Love it, love it, love it. I think I'm just going to take this angle brush here and go in and just kind of deepen it up a little bit more towards that lash line. It's very pretty, very, very subtle, very pretty, but yet it just gives enough of the pop on the eye. Okay, let's go in and I'm going to use the brow pencil. Okay, this is their newest brow pencil and it's in the color Brun Clair, and it retails for $43 USD, and it's like a retractable, so you can twist it, comes up. It is a precision liner, which I happen to like. They do have the thicker one. I forget what they refer to that as. That's the color. So, and it's waterproof, which I appreciate too. So, but if you like to go in there and you have more hair on your brow and you like to deepen it up a little bit more, you would go with they have like the thicker, you know, like angled one. That probably would work better. I don't have hair, so I like to make it look like, especially on this eyebrow, make it look like I have hair on there. So, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna fill this in. I might speed this up so you don't have to watch me fill in my eyebrows, but pretty, right? It's a nice color. It's not too dark. And then it has, of course, it has this spoolie on the other end. Okay, can you see that? Great. I like the fact that it's retractable. You don't have to worry about putting another cap on your eyebrow brush, which is typically there's two caps. You got to go search for your caps, and then if you don't put the caps on, you break the end of that very gentle looking tip. So I had to use I had to get the Bobbi Brown, the color corrector and the concealer, because they're reformulating their concealer and they didn't have it in my shade, and I didn't really want to settle for something else. And when I heard that they were reformulating it, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to spend the money on something that they're going to be an improved version in, you know, a couple of months. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this color corrector from Bobbi Brown, and it's in the color Bisque, which works well on my skin tone. They have 7 different shades, Okay, can you see? That's just gonna really brighten up that under eye. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go in, and now I'm not wearing a foundation. I'm not gonna wear any foundation. What I'm gonna do is just go around, I'm gonna spot conceal all different areas, and I have some areas here where I have broken capillaries, and I'm going to color correct, and then I'm gonna go over it with a concealer again, and just a few different areas. I'm not doing the entire face. So in here is a good area for me to go. What I usually do is I stand back, I look at my face, and I go, where do I have discoloration and stuff that I want to cover up, especially if I'm not going to be wearing a foundation. Now I have an area here, and then up here I have an area, okay, in here where I have my label folds. That is considered dark, and I don't really want, you know, I want to lighten that up. Here where I have this broken capillary, and I'll turn my head to the side. I have some over here. Okay. Now next I'm going to go in, and I'm going to take, actually going to take this bigger brush and go in there and just kind of blend all of that in first. And I'm not swiping because I really want to just press it into the skin. All right. It really is usually the thing that ages me anyway, are dark spots. It's not so much the lines and the wrinkles. It's more just like dark areas around my eyes and, you know, the hyperpigmentation. So if I can get rid of that, can you see already, like, it just gives me a brighter overall look. And using these pencils, they're very blendable, so when I look at it on my dry skin, I don't look and see like patches of, you know, like concealer. It just really blends in very nicely into my skin. That's where I really think hydration is key, like just keeping that skin hydrated, right? So that any of the products that you put on kind of just blend in there seamlessly. Now you can already see how that just like brightened up, right? So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to take the concealer and I'm going to just kind of even out. I'm going to go back in here. I am dark in here. I'm going to go right up in there. I'm going to go over this area, over here, across my nose, down in here, and then I'm going to take that same brush and just kind of press that into the skin. So what's going to happen now is, because my skin isn't completely covered with the foundation, it's just going to look more natural than anything, right? Because it is. That's my skin underneath there. So do me a favor, if you're gaining any value from this video, please consider subscribing, giving this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. And then I just want to make you aware that I have a free guide. It's in my description box below, and it's my guide to healthy glowing skin and healthy hair. And it's just a downloadable link where you can get a list of all of my favorite products. All right, so that's pretty much it as far as like the color correcting. I don't know, let me know your thoughts. What are you thinking? You think I need more coverage? Am I being delusional? All right, next I'm going to go in and I'm going to take this color here, and this is called Jersey, because I am a Jersey girl, and it's in the 80 Jersey, which I don't really know what the 80 stands for, but it is this color here where it looks, oops, there's a little, they do come with these little brushes, which I never use these at all. It seems like they're useless to me. But I don't know, maybe a lot of people do like them. So can you see that? It's a pretty color. I'm going to go in, I'm going to take this brush here. This is my Sonia G Cheek Pro, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to just tap in there. And I'm going to go give my face some color. And I'm really just going to go underneath here in my jawline and just tap that in very gently. So you can see how it has like a lot of brightness to it, I would say. There's like a lot of color to it, so that's going to give my face some color. It is actually a blush, but I'm kind of using it like a bronzer. You can see it has a really nice sheen to it. This is what we're going for. It's very natural looking. Now, if you have issues with fragrance, this is the only product that so far that has fragrance in it. I know that Chanel products do have a tendency to have fragrance in it. And I am going to go up here a little bit and do a little bit across my forehead. If you ever feel like you put too much makeup on, or it just feels like it's not blended into the skin, feel free to take a brush and just kind of gently swirl it around on your face, and that will kind of just take it down a few notches, especially if you're like me and you like more of a natural look. Okay, that is pretty much it for the face. Oh no, it's not. Oh my god, my favorite product. I couldn't wait to use this. And, oh shoot. And it's this color here, and it's called Dragay, and it's a highlighter, which I haven't used highlighters in so long. But it's this beautiful color here. It's called Dragay's. Okay, I'm gonna show you on my hand what it looks like. Can you see that subtle, like, healthy shimmer? It's not too heavy. I am loving it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right across my cheekbones here, up here. Be careful not to get it into any of my fine lines. A little bit here, not much. And then I'm going to go right across my lid with this. So you can have multiple uses with this. And you can see how I just gave it a pop of color. And then I'm just going to tap that in with my finger. I'm not going to use anything else. I'm not going to use a brush. Just gently tap it in. Can you see how pretty that is? I love it. Now, I would never use a highlighter on my mature skin because it has a tendency to be very shimmery and heavy. But this just kind of makes it look like I have this, you know, lit from within type look. So I am loving this. And like I said, it's in the shade Dragay. And what I'll do is I'll leave all of these products in the description box below so you can see, you know, for yourself. Okay, yeah, you see that? It reminds me very much of the Jones Road, and using the, not the pinch cheeks, but the highlighter that she has, which you can use as a blush too. So if you like this, you can certainly just use this as a blush. Okay, next I'm going to go in and I'm going to use this Imitable X, it's called. And this is it Imitable X? Am I saying it right? Oh, hold on a second. So the Baume Essential in Dragay retails for $45 and it comes in 7 different shades. The mascara, the Imitable Mascara in black. It only came in black. I really wanted brown because I'm loving brown lately. And it retails for $38. It lengthens and defines lashes without clumping. And yeah, and this is just going to kind of open up your eyes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to curl my lashes. Do you see how that changed that eye already? Right, just by curling it, and go over here. And I just pump very gently. So let's go in there. I've always been a big fan of Chanel, like in general. I just really have never indulged myself, to tell you the truth. Like their bags and stuff, I love their bags, I love their clothing, I don't know, it's a very elegant look that Chanel has. Wow, this mascara is wonderful. I like the fact that it's not heavy at all. They did give me a sample of the heavier mascara, but I like the way this looks, right? There's no clumpiness, it just really kind of lengthens and defines. Okay, so last but not least are the lips. And I'm going to be using this color here. It's in color 116, and it's called Easy. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. You see that? It's a very light sheer pink. It's beautiful though. It's very hydrating. Okay, is again something that I like. I'm going to use I did not get a lip pencil. I didn't even think about it. But I'm going to go in and I'm just going to take this Makeup Forever lip pencil. And it's in the color Whatever Walnut. I'm going to go and define my lips. Very hydrating on the lips. Very, very hydrating. I think I'll just go in and put a tap of this City Lips. This, what color is this? Tinseltown. And just put a dab of that in the middle. Kind of give it, again, like I want this to be a glowy look. So okay guys, there you have it. That is the Chanel super glowy healthy look. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this look. Is it something you think you're gonna try? And let's just kind of recap everything. So first off, hydration is key for any type of makeup look, especially if you're a mature woman like I am. You know, you definitely want to start with using a serum and a primer that's hydrating and just kind of plumps up that skin and kind of diminishes any fine lines so that the makeup can look just like healthy on your skin. We did the brows, we did an eyeshadow, we used a mascara, we used color corrector and concealer from Bobbi Brown. And then we went in and we kind of just took the blush and more of like a bronzer on our skin, and then I went over it with the Baume, the Intense Baume in the color Beiges, and that just kind of gave it some sheen here. So, and I'm loving it. And then we just went over it with that super easy 116 lip gloss just to kind of pull everything together. Very healthy, glowy look. And don't forget to grab my free guide in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you gained some value out of this. If you did, please consider subscribing, giving this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video.